Hey, this is Harro from Europe Road Trip Company, and in this video I'm going to tell you a little bit about traveling Europe right now. So, what's it like to be in a motorhome in Europe during the pandemic? And we put a poll on our Facebook community asking the people, why aren't you going to Europe right now? And the number one thing that came out was the restrictions of a lockdown or any restrictions because of COVID. Because it seems like it's a bit difficult to be in a country where there is a lockdown while you're already in it. And the truth is, it's actually not that hard. In a motorhome, you can always cross the border and get out of a country, and they won't stop you. First of all, the borders are really open in Europe, especially the Schengen zone. So it's really hard to check the vehicles that come in and out. So that's number one. But the number two thing is they will always allow you to get out of a country, and they will always allow you to cross through the country. If you need to go to Spain, France cannot simply say you're not allowed in this country, so bad luck. No, they will give you maybe like a maximum or limited time to be in the country and say you are able to cross through France, but we want you to be out of the country in 12 hours, and then they write down your license plate or something like that. So you can always cross the border, so you can always get out of a country. And because there's around, how many, like 52 countries in Europe, there will always be at least 50% of the countries that don't have a lockdown at that time. Actually, there haven't been a lot of lockdowns during this period. Omicron did put a little bit of salt in the wound, but it's not that bad. And even, let's say I'm in the Netherlands right now and we have a lockdown right now, even if I get out with my motorhome and I travel through the Netherlands, the only thing I can't do is go to a restaurant and sit and have some food. So what I will do is order the food and have it brought to the motorhome, which is actually a pretty nice experience. So even during the lockdown, it's fine. Even during the lockdown, you can get out of a country and you can get into other countries where there's no restrictions at that moment. So in my experience, crossing the borders even during the lockdowns wasn't so hard. And also the restrictions that were there at the moment, they didn't really bother me. Obviously, you couldn't go into a restaurant, or there was some things that you couldn't do or could do, or you need to reserve, anything like that. It didn't really bother me. I just got around it, because if you can be in your country, wherever you live, and there's a lockdown and you live there, the local people that are in the country you are visiting are also living there. And they can always go to the supermarket or order food. There's always people that want to sell you something, especially as a tourist, because the tourists, especially the touristic areas, have really had a lot of losses, so they welcome you. And the moment you park a motorhome over there, you are kind of a local, and they're not going to send you away. They're not going to scream at you that you're unsafe. They'll actually be happy that for one time again, there are a little bit tourists coming, and people are not too afraid anymore to just come over and visit. And I think that's the main thing I hear about people. It might even be easier to travel Europe right now, because of course there's the restrictions, but on the plus side, you don't have to worry about being sent away. There's a lot more places where you can free camp without any problems. People, in my experience, have been a little bit more welcoming because they don't see so many tourists. They actually like to see a tourist again, and they want to help you, and they go out and have a little chat with you. So that's just my experience, of course, and especially in Eastern Europe, there's no issues at all towards tourists or towards people coming to their country. They're welcomed. If you're going to Europe and you want to cross some borders, make sure that you keep in mind where you're going. The Schengen area doesn't really have borders except for Romania, where they do check you. And Croatia or Turkey, you might even need a different visa for it, depending on what country you are from. But if you have to go to Turkey, make sure you check your travel insurance, because a lot of things has changed during COVID. But there's also a lot of people out there right now on our Facebook community, Europe-roadtrip.com community. You can ask questions, see if people are traveling Europe right now, and they can tell you all about it if you have a specific place. But you can always contact us. We can also help you out. If you are in a country and there is a quarantine rule, the one thing to know, like I said, the borders, they can't really check you. So if you go by land, they don't really check up on the quarantine rule, but you also don't want to go against the rules of a country you're visiting. So if you are in a quarantine, actually it's a pretty good place to be in a motorhome, because you already have your own house on wheels. And as in the lockdown, I think a year ago, 2 years ago, we had to go to Croatia, and we noticed that most of the borders that had quarantines, they did tell us they wanted us to leave the country as soon as possible, but they didn't write down any registrations or license plates. For them, I thought, we were crossing the country, of course, but I thought for them it was a bit unclear of what to do, so they just warned the people and then let it be. But if you have to be in quarantine, it's actually a pretty good place to be in a motorhome. You can find a nice campsite, or you can park your motorhome and go to a hotel into a town if there's a nice hotel, if you don't want to be stuck up with your husband in the motorhome for a while. But there's always ways around it. And in the events of you getting COVID, the one thing is healthcare is really good in Europe. If you even have to go to a hospital, most people have vaccines, so they don't have severe complaints or have really big problems with it. So if you are sick, keep in mind, would you rather be sick at home in your bed, or would you rather be sick on a nice sunny beach in Spain? I know what I would choose, but it's really up to you. Traveling has always had some risks and some plus points and negative things. It didn't really change. You just have to keep in mind that there might be new restrictions or new rules. And if you want to find out about the rules, or if you have trouble finding the right information for the country you are visiting, you can ask us. We can help you out. Or you can just go online, because every country has a certain website from the government that tells you exactly what rules are new or what rules they have at that time. Also, if you do get into a country, everywhere there will be signs telling you keep distance or stuff like that. So it's actually really easy. And it's a very safe way to travel as well, because you are in a campervan. You're not meeting a lot of people. It's your own choice. If you want to meet a lot of people, it's possible, of course, but you're really on the road. You go from place to place, especially the touristic areas. They're a lot more quiet. The areas you visit with a motorhome are not always the areas you visit when you go into a big town in a hotel. So you have all the freedom of the world. And I probably would say it's one of the safest ways to travel right now. So if you are interested in purchasing a motorhome or renting a campervan, RV, however you want to call it, in Europe, go to our website, www.europe-roadtrip.com. You'll find all the information over there. You can contact us, ask us questions. We will explain exactly how we do it, what programs we offer. I will also make a video explaining what programs we have and what we do. We have a guaranteed buyback program. We do long-term rental programs. We do registration and insurance for non-Europeans in Europe. There's a lot of ways to travel Europe right now. Then the other thing is, I will make a couple of videos about what the specific practical things are of traveling Europe right now, what to watch for in a camper van, how the roads are, stuff like that. So if you're interested, subscribe, like the video, and then you will get a notification of the next video I will make. And in the meantime, be safe, happy camping. What else do I need to say? Good luck, and let me know if you like the video, if you want me to make more. For me, it's the first time I made a video really for the community, but I will also put it on YouTube and see if there's people that are in need of this information, or they need to hear about these things. I don't know if a lot of other people do it. So you can also let me know if there's a certain or specific subject you want me to talk about. Questions, let me know, and then I might make a video based on that. So thank you very much, and hope to see you next time.